So let's go ahead and talk about this freedom of press. Is there an issue? Will it be revoked? Right? I don't know, but what's going on and what I heard Trump say earlier, we're going to get into it about how this leak to a reporter from inside caused the whole operation to go absolutely left. A lot of things went wrong. We did get the pilot. He's injured, but we did get the pilot, but we lost a lot of aircraft. We even had to blow up a C-5 because it got stuck in the sand. Now, I don't know what that has to do with what was reported, but here's the thing. We're about to listen to what he said because I believe what he said has underlining effects. And there's some embedded cryptic language in what he said. Is freedom of press in jeopardy? Let's go ahead and talk about this. All right. So, as I was saying, welcome to the show. Be sure to click the bell, and when you do subscribe, and please subscribe to as well, to the box, and click the like button, share this, because we may have an issue here. Now, I'm going to roll this back, and we're going to listen to Trump, all right? And I want you to tell me how you feel about it in the comment section as well, especially if you're a reporter, you're a fan of journalism, and you protect your sources, because basically what the president is saying, he wants to know who told this reporter what was going to happen, because a lot of this was leaked and a lot of this is actually published, and it was ran on news outlets before the operation even began, right? And the president is saying this made the operation way more dangerous. We lost some soldiers and we lost a lot of aircraft, lots of money burned, right? So let's listen to him, and we'll get into my ending text. Again, there's some cryptic language here underneath all of the jargon, and it doesn't look very good going forward for freedom of speech. The press having, free whims with questioning and protection of sources. Take a listen. Let's go.
These two extraordinary rescues, because it was two. And as you probably know, we didn't talk about the first one for an hour. And then somebody leaked something, which we'll hopefully find that leaker. We're looking very hard to find that leaker. And talked about there's somebody missing. They basically said that we have one and there's somebody missing. Well, they didn't know there was somebody missing until this leaker gave the information.
All right, I'm going to stop right there. So this is the national security, aspect of this leak that the president he's going to go into here in a little bit. This is a 2-minute clip, but I wanted to stop right here because this is the precedence that's being said. This is how he's going to launch what he's about to say. National security. This leaker affected the mission. This is a very secretive mission. Shouldn't have been leaked, the information to the public, because most journalists, they're going to report it. All right. This is what they live for. Those whistleblowers, they live for this. They're not going to sit on this information. All right. So, and the leaker knew that they were going to report it. So Trump is like, we got a mole. We essentially got a mole, and we got to find this mole, because this almost caused the entire operation to fail profusely. And we could have lost that pilot. Right. So listen to him, man.
So whoever it was, we think we'll be able to find it out, because we're going to go to the media company that released it, and we're going to say, national security, give it up or go to jail. And we know who, and you know who we're talking about.
So journalists, actually, they don't have to give up the rights. They don't have to actually divulge their sources. They're protected, by law in this right. But there's a big but. This is it was a national security breach, essentially. So does that supersede that protection? The actual said journalist, he may be obligated to actually give away the source. Now, does that set a precedence going forward? As a leaker, I'm going to be very careful going forward after this situation. If this occurs, and if the actual journalist is pressed, all right, and threatened with jail time, right? If he doesn't give up the source, and the source is given up, and he's paraded, because if Trump gets his name, if he gets his way, the actual source, the leaker, he's going to be paraded across the airwaves. Trump will let everybody know who the leaker is, because this is who he is. So what is this? This is a precedent is going to be set. And for any potential new whistleblowers or source givers or leakers, I don't think they're going to be very freely with their information. If this goes the way I think it's going to go, it's not going to be very good.
Because some things you can't do, because when they did that, all of a sudden, the entire country of Iran knew that there was a pilot that was somewhere on their land that was fighting for his life. And it also made it much more difficult for the pilots and for the people going in to search for him.
No, I totally agree with that. It complicated the mission. Iran knew what was going on because they pay attention to our news. I got to tell you guys, the military, Iran military, the government, they're paying attention to how we react to the news, how we're reacting to the president, to the military, situation that's going on. They are watching us. And so far, they like what they see. Okay. Because a lot of us, the majority of us, are against this particular situation because of the ramifications, because of how oil is rising. WTI is north of $110 per barrel. That affects us on a pocket level, when it comes to our financials, gas prices going up. That translates to high transportation costs. That translates into high food costs, and it just cascades, right? So they are watching us. They know we don't like this. So Trump is saying, don't make it even harder for the guys in the suits in our military and our guys doing these operations. Don't leak sensitive data. You're breaching national security. I don't know. I kind of agree.
All of a sudden, they know that there's somebody out there. They see all these planes coming in. It became a much more difficult operation because a leaker leaked that we have one, we've rescued one, but there's another one out there that we're trying to get. So actually, the country, Iran, put out a major notice, you all saw it, offering a very big award for anybody that captures the pilot. So in addition to a hostile, very talented, very good, very evil military, we had millions of people trying to get an award. So when you add that to it, but we have to find that leaker because that's a sick person. Probably didn't realize the extent of how bad it was. I can't imagine that the person did, but we're going to find out. It's national security. And
again, he just mentioned that it's a national security breach, right? And I would argue that even the president himself has telegraphed this move all week. So to blame it on the leaker, I don't know, because I've heard the administration talking about the potential, aspects of a rescue mission all week long, all last week. So they've been telegraphing their moves, for a month now. So I don't think it was a surprise to the Iranians. It's just my opinion. Let me know if you agree. But the leaker did breach national security. I mean, if there was some very sensitive stuff that was actually leaked and it got to the Iranians, of course, that's going to complicate the mission. That's going to put our boys in jeopardy. There's no more, how should I say, there's no element of surprise there, if you will. This is interesting.
the person that did the story will go to jail if he doesn't say, and that doesn't last long. And I think everybody would understand it. They put this mission at great risk. They put that man at great risk, and they put the hundreds of people that went in looking for him, because everyone now knows that we're going in.
So they're threatening the journalists, essentially. This is what you get from this. Now, I went to Grok. Now, I'm going to pull Grok up, right? So I went to Grok after I was checking this out, and I'm like, I need to check something out. I need to do some research. So this is not the first time this has actually happened, all right? So I'm going to read this to you because, at first, I thought it was the first time, actually. And let me pull this up right here. President Obama, this actually happened during the Obama administration. And I'm gonna read this. Obama prosecuted more leakers than anyone. This is per Grok, right? This is the AI, because I had to look this up because I wasn't sure. Apparently he prosecuted more leakers than Trump and Biden put together. And I don't think this is probably Trump's first time actually doing this. Biden actually went for this as well. And what is it? They use the Espionage Act. This is what is going to be used for this. And this allowed both of them to actually, and I'm talking Obama and Biden, to go after sources very aggressively. Threats like this create headlines, but rarely lead to successful prosecutions of the press itself, unquote. This is the AI, or this is Grok with the research. So this is interesting. So the Espionage Act, this is what's going to be used. Okay, this is very interesting. So short-term effect, let's get into this. This could make some journalists and resources or sources of the resources more cautious about stories involving ongoing military rescues or clarified ops where lives are clearly at risk. The administration claims the leak alerted Iran, just as you heard Trump, right? And also displayed complicated mission tactic activities as well. That's a strong national security argument for the government that courts often defer to. And we're talking about when it comes to sources and when it comes to journalists and holding names and protecting those sources. So this is very interesting. And I want to close with this, right? What do you think? I definitely want to know what you think about this. Is freedom of press actually in trouble? Will it be revoked or altered? Will there be some actual press lockouts in the future, especially when it comes to national security and what Trump basically laid out as a case for not only prosecuting the leaker, but actually punishing the journalists if they, continue to keep the source hidden? right? Like they normally do, which they're protected. But when it comes to a national security issue, I don't think that protection is going to help this journalist. I don't think the leaker is going to be safe at all. And they're threatening the network too. Wherever the journalist is, I don't know if it's CNN or whatever network hosted this information, hosted the journalist that actually displayed and actually relayed the information from this said source, leaker, the network is probably going to put pressure on the journalist. And then you know how that cascades. So let me know what you think about it. Do we need to worry about this as a journalist, as a YouTuber? Are you feeling kind of some type of way, right? Is this going to make you kind of move differently with your reporting on YouTube? Especially a lot of you guys that don't have press cards. Let me know what you think about it, all right? And we'll catch you on the next video. Take it easy.